Enemy of Justice was released on May 17th, 2006. Notable cards in this set include Destiny Hero Diamond Dude, Cyber Phoenix, Majestic Mech Oka, Banisher of the Radiance, Dimensional Fisher, Icarus Attack, and Macrocosmos. Additionally, a new ban list went into effect on April 1st, 2006. Cyberjar, Dark Hole, Exchange of the Spirit, Last Turn, and Time Seal were all now banned from competitive tournament play. DD Assailant, Mask of Darkness, Treeborn Frog, Graceful Charity, Last Will, Level Limit Area B, Pot of Avarice, Drop Off, and Mirror Force were all now limited to 1 copy each. Apprentice Magician, Magician of Faith, Reflect Bounder, Nobleman of Crossout, and Deck Devastation Virus were all now semi-limited at 2 copies per deck. And finally, Abyss Soldier and Book of Taiyu were now unlimited to 3 copies per deck. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Saying farewell to a format is never easy, and no format has more effectively captured my attention than Reaper format did. I'm gonna miss it. However, I got such a positive response from people who wanted to try out the format for themselves. By the time this airs, good luck future Joseph, I should have a Discord set up with the aim of playing the first ever online Reaper format tournament. You can check out my channel to see how you can watch along yourselves. But it is spring, it is bright outside, as you can see from the lines on my face, even through the curtains. It's a time of rebirth. And as a result, it is time to remake the Yu-Gi-Oh! Format. Now, 2 massive changes have happened since the last time we met. A new ban list that limited a lot of really powerful cards, and a new set release in Enemy of Justice. Now, the new ban list shakes up the meta massively. A lot of really tough stuff that was extremely powerful is now banned, like Dark Hole, and a lot of really powerful cards that were banned are now limited again, like Graceful Charity. Additionally, Enemy of Justice has some of the most powerful cards in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Things like Macrocosmos are found here. And none of them matter. None of them matter. I cannot explain it. The format rotation is not towards macro decks. It's not towards decks playing Graceful Charity as their win condition. It's towards chaos. It's like everyone simultaneously came to the consensus that Return from the Different Dimension is the best thing you can be doing in the format, and we should just stop playing Reaper and start jamming a trap card. So here we are, in Chaos Return format. Back to the past, we return to summon more Chaos Sorcerers and blow out more people with Return from the Different Dimension. Now, I'm not feeling particularly good. Formats that are sacky are Cimoooooooo's wheelhouse, and as a result, it is likely we may be in for a rough one. However, I made you all an implicit promise. I said that we were not going to get out of here without playing Dark World, and god dang it, we're not going to. I'm gonna reroll until I hit that pink slice on screen, and you're gonna watch me do it. Now, for what it's worth, Dark World is better now than it has been in any of the previous formats. Graceful Charity is extremely good with Gold and Silva, and Deck Devastation Virus is put to 2, which is kind of a win condition for the archetype that was already lacking it. But let's get going and see how easy it's going to be to spin it. No way. Holy guacamole! First try, baby! It was meant to be!
Ladies and gentlemen, the stakes for winning have never been higher. You want to know why that is? That's because the Shirt of Shame is hot as hell. That thing is so thick. I live in a desert. It's already like 90 degrees outside as we're approaching summer. And man, I do not want to be wearing that. My room gets way too hot for me to be in that shirt. So I'm going to do everything I can to not have to adorn that shirt any longer. At least maybe until after summer. Then maybe I can afford to lose a few. But here we are in the winner circle. We have 7 new decks as we enter Enemy of Justice and a new ban list on top of it. It's fascinating that Enemy of Justice actually introduces a lot of very interesting interesting cards, but none of them really do all that much because with the limitations and the bans that we now have in the format, the return of Graceful Charity has actually just dawned the new era of Chaos return decks to make a resurgence because it's a lot easier to fuel the graveyard with all these Chaos cards, banish them for a card like Chaos Sorcerer, which is still at 3, and then you can just return and OTK your opponent out of nowhere, which is why you're going to see several different Chaos decks on the wheel today. We have Chaos Return, Chaos Control, Recruiter Chaos. We even have an anti-return deck on here, return standing for return from the different dimension. There was actually several people trying to tech against these strategies. They were that prolific at the time, and I think it's just fascinating to see how impactful of a card it truly was. And it's funny because it was already legal. It's not like it had just come back to 3. It's just now that Graceful Charity's back in the way that the format lines up, we're kind of leaving Reaper format and entering the Chaos Return format. We also still have Tomato Control on here just for another flavor of control deck, if you will. We also have Dark World still on here as well because we haven't shown this off, and I know Joseph really wants to play this. Some Dark Worlds actually did get splashed in these decks anyway, just as a hedge against stuff such as Donzaluk and Spirit Reaper regardless, and the cards themselves are just generally really strong overall. And then we have Burning Stein OTK once again. This deck is just hilarious. It actually managed to get multiple tops, and actually what's interesting is some people just decided to play copies of Cyberstein just to maybe blow their opponent out with like a Cyber Twin or a Cyber End, especially decks that were more Royal Decree heavy. So maybe we'll finally get this spun for once. We'll have to see, but we've got a couple spins to use, so let's go ahead and see what we're gonna get. I'm really excited to get into this episode because these decks are a ton of fun. Now this is interesting. Anti-return is supposed to be the hedge against all of the Chaos Return decks. Now, do I think Joseph is going to play that deck is the question. I don't think he's going to. I think if anything, he's going to want to go for Dark World, or he's going to think that I want one of the return decks and is going to play the anti-return deck himself. So I am actually going to respin here just to try to meta him a little bit. Let's see what happens. So Dark World would be a lot of fun as well, but similar to the last episode, I feel like Joseph is going to want to burn a ton of spins to try to get this, and so I'm very apprehensive to actually play it. So I think to avoid the mirror match once again, I am going to spin, although a Dark World mirror match would be hilarious. Actually, that would be awful. Who am I talking about? No, Dark World mirror matches are probably some of the worst. So let's see what happens, and well, I guess we're going back to anti-return.
So here's the list, and yeah, no, you are seeing that correctly. We are unironically playing a copy of Giant Orc in the main deck. There's a lot going on here, so I'll just jump in. The Dark Worlds, if you're unfamiliar, are a series of fiend-type monsters which, if they are sent from the hand to the graveyard by a card effect, summon themselves from the grave. Now, if they're sent from the hand to the graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you get an additional bonus. Golds is you get to destroy 2 cards your opponent controls. Silva shuffles cards from their hand back into the deck. So if your opponent Reapers at the wrong time, you can very easily walk away with the set. These monsters are really cool and fan favorites. They've gotten a ton of legacy support over the years, and there's a lot of people dedicated to breaking them anytime they approach playable. They've had a couple of stints of playability, most notably when Grapha was released years later, but for now, we're using them as big bodies and not much else. Ideally, we'll be able to pop off by using something like Graceful Charity to discard them as part of the effect of this card, then summon them afterwards, or draw a bunch of cards with something like Morphing Jar, discarding our hand in the process. Really exciting stuff. So let's go through the individual cards. We've got Breaker the Magical Warrior, still limited, 2 Cyber Dragon, we just didn't have room for 3, 2 Dekoichi the Battle Chanted Locomotive. Is important to find the Dark Worlds and the cards that turn them on, and for that reason, we gotta be playing draw spells. Giant Orc is in the deck. I don't have much else to say than that. This is a list adapted from SJC Anaheim, which was a little bit later. I had to tinker with some ratios because of ban list changes, but it was playing this. This is not my desire. I will say it sort of makes sense in the context of the deck. You need additional targets for Deck Devastation Virus, which tributes a dark monster with 2,000 or more attack And he does have that. 3 gold Woo Lord of Darkworld, 1 copy of Magician of Faith, 1 Morphing Jar, 1 Mystic Tomato, 1 Knight Assailant, 1 Sangan, 2 Silver Warlord of Darkworld, 2 Spirit Reaper. No reason to really be playing 3. It gets a lot worse in a format where everyone's packing Chaos Sorcerers. Treeborn Frog is extremely good either as recursive tribute fodder for something like the Dark Worlds if they're clogging your hand, or just as a blocker as you find pieces of your combo. Card Destruction, another great card that pitches your entire hand and summons a bunch of Dark Worlds. Confiscation, 2 Dark World Lightning. We gotta use what we got. Graceful Charity, Heavy Storm, Mystical Space Typhoon, Nobleman of Crossout, Pot of Avarice, we finally get to actually play. Premature Burial, Scapegoat, 2 Smashing Ground, Snatch Steal, Call the Haunted, 2 Deck Dev. Mirror Force is legal again, 2 Sakuretsu Armor, and a Torrential. In the side, we've got 1 DD Warrior Lady, 3 Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, good against Chaos, 1 copy of Mobius, and 1 copy of Zaborg. I assume Alex is going to be up to some nonsense, and we will need to board into Monarchs in that case. Book of Moon is limited, but we are playing the copy. Dust Tornado is a pretty good way to destroy spells and traps. We are on 3 Royal Decree once again, because again, we need to find a way to stop return, and 3 Trap Dust Shoot in order to prevent our opponent from doing anything. The extra deck is a bunch of stuff that we're never going to summon. Let's jump in.
All right, you guys, so this is the deck we are bringing to today's duel, and man, can I just say I love that the anti-return deck side decks into Return from the Different Dimension. You flip up Royal Decree game 1, your opponent thinks you're trying to do everything to stop them, then you side deck into this and blow them out in the second game. I think that is fantastic. This is actually a top 8 list from SJC Chicago. It is 42 cards. That isn't a mistake. It was a 42 card deck. I'm deciding to keep it that way just to see how it goes, because I figure if it got top 8 here, it's good enough to beat Joseph. So let's go ahead and do the card by card. We have Breaker for just generic utility and back row removal. 2 copies of Chaos Sorcerer. It's just a generally good card. All of the cards in our deck, I believe, besides the Monarchs, are either light or dark, so we shouldn't have any difficulty fueling for this. And then for the Return from the Different Dimension, this will allow us to OTK in games 2 and 3. Just a great card all around. We also are playing the Metamorphosis to metamorphosize this into one of our fusion monsters, so it's actually not completely dead if we need to use the effect to banish something, and gives us a little bit of an extra push if some of our first cards get stopped. 3 Cyber Dragon because it's an all-star, 1 DD Warrior Lady, 1 Dekoichi, 2 copies of Magician of Faith. Yeah, this card got semi-limited, and I will just say that on the next list, this quickly goes back to being limited for reasons you can imagine. 1 Sangan, 1 Skellingel. I think this is hilarious. So this is just a light equivalent of Dekoichi. As you can see, this might have the fewest words on any Yu-Gi-Oh card that is an effect monster. Flip, draw 1 card. The funny thing about this is, though, if Joseph does knock my Dekoichi, I actually still have Skellingel in deck, so I still have a way to cycle and draw cards with Tsukiyomi and Skellingel. That's just hilarious, and this was actually commonly played back during this time. Having the light attribute, I imagine, also helps too. 3 copies of Spirit Reaper. We're not really in Reaper format anymore, but for an anti-return deck, Spirit Reaper's pretty good because it can just protect us and wall up. It can also get cards out of Joseph's hand very easily. 2 copies of Thastalos. We actually are playing Monarchs in this deck, believe it or not. Thastalos is fantastic at getting rid of some of the cards Joseph wants to keep very close to the chest out of his hand, with the 1 Tsukiyomi as aforementioned, and 2 copies of Zaborg. This is a great answer to Spirit Reaper. It's also good for any set monsters as well. There's a lot of things you don't really want to like hit in battle or like can't be killed in battle, and Zaborg is just a house for that reason. Interesting to note there's no Mobius here in the main deck. For the spells, Book of Moon, Brain Control, Confiscation, 2 copies of Enemy Controller. I thought this was an interesting card here. Graceful Charity is back in the game. Joseph is not going to be happy about this with my luck with this card. Heavy Storm, Metamorphosis making its way back in. This has been legal the whole time. These decks just didn't play it up till now. Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Noblemen of Crossout. This is actually semi-limited once again, and a great tool to deal with Spirit Reapers that are set and any other cards you might come across. Premature Burial, a Scapegoat to protect ourselves, 2 copies of Smashing Ground, a Snatch Steal, and a Soul Exchange because we are on 4 Monarchs. For the traps, it's very simple. Mirror Force is legal again. It effectively replaced Dark Hole, but man, this is a blowout. 3 copies of Royal Decree to stop the Return from the Different Dimension pushes, and 1 copy of Torrential Tribute. For the extra deck, we actually have a lot of cards that we could go into with Metamorphosis, just depending on the way things go, and we have cards such as Enemy Controller and Brain Control, even Snatch Steal to take our opponent's monsters, use Metamorphosis, go into these cards, they don't get them back, and we get a lot of added value. The side deck, a 3rd Chaos Sorcerer. I imagine this comes in when we side deck in the Return from the Different Dimension. A 2nd copy of Dekoichi, a Jinzo for any sort of trap-heavy decks, 2 copies of Mobius for the same reason, a Knight Assailant. This was actually in the main deck. I swapped this for Premature Burial because Premature Burial is just way too good not to play. 2 copies of Wave Motion Cannon. I gotta be honest, I don't know why this is in here. Maybe if you're playing against decks that are very, very slow control decks, or maybe after your opponent flips a Return from the Different Dimension, you can activate a Wave Motion Cannon and the clock starts ticking on how fast they actually have to kill you. I think more often than not, though, Return is going to signal your demise, so I'm not really sure about this one, but it's very funny, and maybe in Game 3 we'll bring it in. 2 copies of Bottomless Trapple, a Call of the Haunted, Ceasefire, 2 Return from the Different Dimension, and a Lone Sakuretsu Armor. It looks like the game plan is to just side into a bunch of traps when we know we're going first, so it looks like they were doing this all the way back in 2006 as well. I like it. So that's gonna wrap it up for the deck. I am super excited to play this one, and I think we're gonna piss Joseph off with this deck too. So let's see what happens. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Joseph, I don't know how to tell you this, but we couldn't save him. Last turn, it's banned. Gone forever.
Oh my god, that's so painful to hear.
Never to be heard from again.
Turn.
Oh,
not
man.
last turn. No,
I know,
my favorite.
The viewers were just desperately hoping that you were going to run last turn one last time, and we did them a disservice. You know, we never...
I disagree. I think we did them a service by not seeing that. Did you see the other times I tried to play it? It didn't go so hot. Oh my god. You're welcome, everyone. If you can get the Patreon to $10 million, we'll release the Forbidden Last Turn Mirror episode.
It's exciting, though. I mean, we are in Enemy of Justice. We have a new ban list. Some things got shifted around, but it's very fascinating how, as much as things change, as much as they stay the same, you know, the format is... It's gotten a lot faster, I would say, now that all these return decks seem to have just come out of nowhere, but they were all playable in the last few episodes, too, but just no one played them.
That's what I hate. It's like, yes, this is a completely new format with new top decks that were all playable 3 months ago. We just didn't do it. It was we all gentlemen's out of playing this easily one of the most bullshit cards in the history of time.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to it then. Dice Cam for episode 3 in a row, coming back again, even though it has just been absolutely screwing me every single time. I changed the die, though. I had to swap out that die. That die was, like, tainted, I swear. Okay, so good luck, sir. Thank you. Okay, so it's paper this time.
Okay, I'll take that.
Ooh, Joseph, I'm sorry. That was a 6, my friend. It was the die the whole time. I just had to use a different die.
Oh, yeah. No, certainly.
Excuse me, sir. That was a Konami officially licensed product that I was using straight from a YCS. So, yeah, no loaded dice or anything here. I will be going first, though. But dice cam going away. Good luck, buddy. You are going to need it. I feel like I haven't gone first in a minute here.
Yeah, this is a sweet hand. I forgot how great it is to go second. I am so used to just looking at my hand and being upset.
I feel like I'm in that exact camp right now. I will set and pass. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a strange draw. Huh. All right, well, we're going to special summon a Cyber Dragon.
Sure.
I will set one. This is a masterful play called Playing Around Morphing Jar.
Ooh.
Right, I will attack into your monster.
Okay, it is not Morphing Jar. It is good old Spirit Reaper.
I love this card! All right, main 2, I'm going to Smashing Ground, jerk.
Understandable.
All right, and then you are good to go.
I was really shitting myself the fact that we have 2 knock in the format. I'm just like, please don't hit this card for once. You got the Dust Shoot or anything?
I do not know.
Okay.
God, the day that I get to main deck Dust Shoot, I swear, no one who played in 2006 knew what they were doing.
It's incredible that Dust Shoot was legal for as long as it was. And I do think it does get banned at some point in the near future here in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! We'll see. We'll see.
Time for my hot take. You could bring that sucker back tomorrow.
I've got an interesting play here, and I kind of like it. I'm going to fire off Soul Exchange.
Oh my god. Alex, you're on Monarch again?
It is not Monarch, sir. Thank you very much.
Don't you get sick of this?
Is my Soul Exchange fine? I'm tributing your set monster. What else am I tributing? Get that out of here.
I just thought maybe you would be smart and not send my Treeborn Frog to the graveyard.
Well, I'm going to hit a Thestalos here, and let's go ahead and roll to see which card I'm going to knock out of your hand here. Get rid of that one.
That's fine.
Oh, okay.
All right, I'm going to send Sack to the grave.
Okay, okay.
You going to Reaper me and blow me out?
Well, I can't attack the turn I Soul Exchange, so I'm just going to have my good old Thestalos sitting here like an idiot. So I will pass the turn. Go ahead.
I'll draw. That sucks.
Yeah, Treeborn Frog looks looking pretty nice with no cards in your back row, huh?
No, he's not, actually. He's not looking good at all.
All right, we'll go to main 1. This is probably good as time as ever. It will turn on the frog. I will heavy storm here.
Oh my god, I'm so mad. Oh, I'm so mad.
Ooh,
oh, I'm fuming.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a mirror force that I just hit? Oh, Joseph, this is not looking good for you, buddy. Oh, man, this is going to get nasty.
Oh, shit.
Get in.
You're right. It is gonna get nasty, you idiot!
Oh,
it's gold! The Woo Lord of Dark World! Get these cards out of my face. Get these miserable cards out of my face. To the graveyard. How dare you disrespect the Woo Lord of Dark World?
Oh my god! It finally happened! Oh my god. Okay, I fully deserve that to happen. Go ahead.
Now you see why I set premature like a moron.
Oh, you know, and here I thought I was the smart duelist, and now you get the treeborn frog.
Oh man, the game is over. It's actually not. You have a million ways to summon a monarch, and my monsters cap out at 2,300 attack.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll draw. All right, well, I will just do a nice little T-set and pass here, and I'll head it over to you.
It's an odd one. Alex, that had better not be the 3rd Spirit Reaper.
Joseph, would I play 3 Spirit Reaper? Am I that competent to do that?
Let's find out.
It's Magician of Faith, actually.
Okay, that is much worse.
Now I've got some options. So Soul Exchange is cute, but I actually think I'm going to take Heavy Storm.
Wow, that's rough. I dislike hearing that. All right, I'll just pass back to you.
All right, I'll draw. Ooh, that is interesting. Okay, what can we do with this? I feel like we can do something here. I'm going to go ahead and banish a light and a dark.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Let's bring out a Chaos Sorcerer.
Yep.
Let's banish the gold.
It's fine.
Which is kind of bad because then that gives you a little bit of return food if you are on a return deck, but we'll see. Then I'm going to go ahead and metamorphosis my Chaos Sorcerer.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Into what?
We're going to be going into a lovely Ryu Senshi.
Oh, that's annoying. Sure.
Go to the battle phase. I will just hit into your frog. It's going to come back, so it's kind of pointless, but I'll just get it off the field. Main 2, I will also just set a monster since I have not normal summon this turn, and I will pass it over.
Why would you burn all that? Why would you burn all that? The card in hand is a Heavy Storm. Why would you burn all that? All right, I'm going to get back my idiot card.
Sure.
I'm going to set 1, and you are good to go.
All right, end phase, I'll MST the back row.
It is a Torrential.
Nice.
But does not matter. Regardless, I don't think it was long for this world.
I'll flip up this Decoichi and draw another card.
Okay.
Now, got a few options here. I think I'm going to... Let me see. You're just sitting on 2 cards.
Yeah, you are way ahead of me, in fact.
You just haven't been doing anything. Dark Hole's out of the format, and your Mirror Force is gone.
As is my Torrential.
I think I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna normal summon Breaker.
Wow, okay.
Bring him out. Let's hit in, and then I will hit you for 39.
Sure.
And then I'll just pass it over. Go ahead.
Oh, that's bad. All right. I'm gonna card Destruction here.
Ooh, you got the Dark Worlds, didn't you?
You know, I wish I did, but I have to cycle my Knock and my Pot of Avarice.
Oh, that's unfortunate. My Knock is gone as well, so good luck on your draws.
Okay, see, now we're getting there. I'm gonna fire off a Graceful Charity.
Shit, not like this. Oh, come on.
Okay, all right. We're gonna discard a Silva, for sure.
Shit, okay.
Thinking about the second one here. I think we are going to send a... it's not really a good pick. A Cyber Dragon.
Okay. I was really hoping I was going to get to be the one to use Graceful Charity first, not you. Yeah, get your Silva.
All right, I'm going to set 1 card. We'll go to battle, and I'll walk over the Ryu Senshi.
Okay, so that will be 300 I take.
And go ahead, my friend.
Well, no traps is still pretty nice. I'll draw. Okay, so what's the set card? Magician of Faith is nasty. I'm really wishing I would have set that Nobleman across that now, but I didn't think you were on card destruction.
It's Dark Worlds, baby. I gotta do what I gotta do.
To be fair, just seeing 1 copy of gold doesn't indicate you're on Dark World, because back then a lot of people just teched a copy of gold just because it was funny. I'm gonna go to battle. Let's see what this is.
It's Reaper.
Okay, that's fine. That's not doing anything. I'll just hit the frog just to kill it out of spite, I guess.
What if I get my I'm trying to think of something I could do with the frog in the grave, and I can't think of something.
I'm really just
You got
hoping
me,
you
buddy.
forget that it's there, to be honest. I'll set a pair and I'll pass it over.
Who do you think I am, Gage? All right, we're gonna bring back the treeborn frog here.
Poor Gage.
He's not even here to defend himself. If you're watching this, I'm sorry, buddy. Okay, I'm gonna normal a breaker.
Sure.
We're gonna break it.
Thinking here. That's really good, actually. Okay, so on the current board, Silva can hit Breaker, Breaker can hit Reaper, or I'm sorry, Breaker can hit
Oh yeah,
Koichi.
what can breaker hit exactly?
I was looking at your Reaper. What are you talking
Oh,
about? I'm going to chain Econ. I'm going to switch your Breaker to defense.
That's... I get it. So now you get to keep your Dekoichi?
It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty... You know, you do get to keep the Dekoichi.
Yeah, I get to keep something, so it's... Like, I could sack and then take the Silva, but, like, effectively the same thing happens, so I feel like this way I at least get to keep something, so it's not, like, the worst.
And then
okay.
I get knowledge of your set card, too.
You are... it is Magician of Faith, so I'm gonna...
Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You've got... you don't have a ton of good stuff. You've got some good stuff, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
not
it's...
as many as I thought.
It's cool, but it's not as good as I would like it to be. Man, your spells are so much better than mine. You want to trade graveyards for a turn?
I kind of. I don't have the Pot of Avarice anymore, so...
Okay. I kind of like this. I'm going to take the meta.
Yeah.
I'm going to go battle. I'm going to hit over Breaker. And then main 2, I'm going to meta the Faith into Thousand Eyes.
Yep.
And I'm going to eat up your Silva.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I will just pass the turn.
I don't know, like, what your end goal here is.
I don't either.
Because, you know, what you would do back in the days of GOAT is you could flip down your own Thousand Eyes with something like a Tsukiyomi or the Book of Moons that were just everywhere. We've got one book. We've got one Tsukiyomi. You got to deal with the recursive Treeborn and the recursive Spirit Reaper. I guess good luck with it. That said, I don't have a lot of really good outs to Thousand Eyes Restrict.
How about a Nobleman cross up for the set? How's that work?
Thinking about this.
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. It is
Ooh,
a Morphing Jar.
okay. I am not playing Morphing Jar.
Okay,
I will go to battle. I will hit with Thousand Eyes.
sure.
I will go to main 2. I will set a monster, and I'll pass it over.
That's life. You've outed my frog, but can you out my Reaper?
That is the question that still needs to be answered, and I think that answer is yes. I will sacrifice Thousand Eyes for Zaborg the Thunder Monarch.
That does do it. What is your plan, buddy?
So I could go for the Reaper, and that would be pretty good. The problem is I'm also slightly worried about your set. It could just be another Reaper, to be honest, and then we're back to square one. You could be playing multiple Reaper. It could be a Faith. If I don't kill the Reaper, and this sucks, because I really don't want to give you cards. It's the problem, and that's what I'm scared of, because Magician of Faith at 2. I don't even know if Dark World plays Magician of Faith. It's so good. I mean, maybe. If I hit Spirit Reaper and the other monster isn't that big of a threat, and your back row isn't that big of a threat, and with Mirror Force and Torrential gone, I think at this point it's just like Sakuretsu is the main thing I'm concerned about. Let's get rid of the set.
It is Reaper.
Okay. Oh,
Psychic
it's Magician of...
Faith.
Oh,
It was
Jesus
Faith. No.
Christ. Okay. I think that was actually the correct call. Okay, I'm going to flip up Skellingel and draw myself a card.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, that might do it. We'll have to see what happens. Fire Premature Burial.
What is your target?
It is Chaos Sorcerer.
And that will do it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, as hype as that was not particularly unexpected. I mean, oh, jeez. When you Thestalos the first time, you had a 50-50 of hitting it, and I was kicking myself that you missed.
Now I know why
my
you were
God.
raging so hard. It makes sense.
Yeah, well, you know, hopefully it'll go better this time. Good luck to you, buddy. Hoping for
You as well.
graceful charity in the opener.
And?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right, I guess I will set one, pass.
Wow. Okay. You got a dust shoot?
Nope.
No. Joseph, are you okay over there?
It's a rough one. It is a rough one.
Okay, well, I'll start by firing off this MST. Let's take out the set.
It is a torrential.
Okay. Next, I'll follow it up with my graceful chariot in the opener. How do you like how it feels?
Not great. Not a big fan.
Okay, so we'll draw 3. Wow. These are all kind of insane. You just set 1 pass. That's interesting. All right, I'm going to get rid of... I think this is going to show the possible strength of my hand at the moment. I'm going to get rid of Nobleman and Goat.
Okay. I get that.
I will set a pair and pass it over.
Okay, that's sweet. We're going to start with a confiscation I ripped off the top.
Okay, so you're going to get to see the rest of the
there.
good cards in my hand. Go ahead.
Smash, snatch, breaker. That's rough. I think I'm going to take breaker.
Okay, it's fine.
And then I am going to follow it up with a knock.
That's unfortunate. It was
Magician
of Faith. Yeah.
Right, let's all banish our faiths.
Let's do
This is
it.
a part of Yu-Gi-Oh! That all GOAT players remember. I'm only playing 1 because I'm greedy.
Okay.
I don't know. You don't have any monsters. What if I just pass on an empty board? What are you going to do? Call of the Haunted? I'll set 1 and pass.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll draw. That is not very... Oh, you know what? That would have been so good. That would have been incredible. I'll just pass. Go ahead.
Well, I do appreciate having the time. You've got a snatch steal? Yeah, you're not going to snatch steal my Sangan, buddy. Let's get in there.
I'll take it. So that's 1,000.
Yep. Go ahead.
I'll draw. It's not that good. I don't really like this, but I think I'll give it a shot. Normal summon Tsukiyomi.
Oh. Yeah, that's fine.
Target Sangan.
Sure.
Battle phase, hit Sangan.
Yeah, of course. I'll trigger Sangan.
Yep. So I said I'm not a fan of this too much, but...
wow. So many options. God. Is it worth getting Spirit Reaper? You couldn't possibly be playing... No, there's no way you would be playing Dark Worlds of your own.
You want to find out?
I kind of do. You said that would be really cool. You had Confiscation. All right, we'll get Mystic Tomato instead.
Okay, sure. Main 2. Let's see. Okay, so if you grab Tomato, you could already just have Reaper regardless. I think I'll just set 1 and end phase. I'll bring Sook back. Go ahead.
All right, I will draw. 3 in hand. This is the one you want hit the least. So this could be the Snatch Steal. I believe this set card is just a straight up unknown.
Correct.
I am going to try for the Reaper here.
Okay.
We'll get in, if that's okay.
I'll take it. It's unfortunate, but go
right.
ahead and rip something.
I'm going to take the Dark World out of your hand. Watch this.
All right. You didn't take the Dark World, but you got the out to the Spirit Reaper.
Oh, okay. All right. A chill coursed through my veins there. All right, we're going to set card and pass turn.
All right. I will draw for turn. That is terrible. All right. I will set a monster and pass the turn.
You're setting the Sook here? That's kind of crappy. The Sook has 1,400 defense, so my Tomato doesn't even get over it. I'll draw. Ooh, but
you can just tribute the Spirit Reaper for Cyber Dragon.
Yeah. This guy might. You okay with this?
That's fine.
All right, attacking.
Flip it, flip the Reaper down.
Sure. I feel like you wouldn't have flipped the Reaper down if you had a Dark World in hand. So I'm going to play as if you don't, and if it bites me in the ass, buddy, oh boy, am I going to rage. Oh, it'll make it into the epic MBT Rage compilation.
All right, so we're going to knock the Reaper.
That is frustrating.
Okay.
Do you have any Reapers in your deck?
It's not a flip effect. I have a few, though. I have a few. Playing this quite slowly. All right, I'm going to snatch the Kaiku.
Yeah, that's fine.
Battle, I'll hit for 18.
Rough, but I am going to have to Mirror Force this.
I am going to Royal Decree in response.
Ooh, I'll chain Call of the Haunted.
Targeting.
My Sangan.
Sure.
All right.
Okay. Chain resolves, so now I have to declare, redeclare if I would so wish. Do I really want to give you another monster?
Yes.
I know your hand is Tomato. I believe that's all I know. That's fine. I'll just sit on the Kaiku. Main 2, I will just pass it over. Go ahead.
Okay, I do not agree with that decision because now I will tribute my Sangan for a gold.
Fair, fair.
We'll trigger Sangan. Let's go get a... God, Treeborn is so bad with Decree on the field. This column's going to live forever. I'm trying to think what still loses me the game. There's a fair amount of crap you can pull. Let's just
Don't
grab
forget to gain
another
your
Spirit
1,000.
Reaper. Oh, don't worry. I won't forget.
Yeah.
Boom. All right, combat. Let's walk into that Kaiku.
Sure. I'll take 5.
Get him out of here before he becomes any more troublesome. And I will pass back to you, buddy.
I'll draw. Ooh, that would have been nice, but unfortunately it was not. Let's fire off Premature Burial.
Yep.
I will grab... It really doesn't matter. I'll get a Breaker.
Yeah.
We're just sacking this bad boy off for a Zaborg and pop the gold.
Sounds good.
Hit for 24, and I will pass it over.
This is a weird game. Oh, what a strange one. All right, I'm going to set one card and pass it back to you.
Can I get another Zaborg? That'd be nice.
You get another knock?
Yeah, another knock would be nice. All right, battle phase. Let's hit in.
It's tomato.
Okay.
Go grab a... Oh my god. I'm gonna go grab nothing. I don't need to.
No targets?
I don't know if I'd say no targets. I would say, no, I will not be activating tomato.
Okay, main 2, I'll set and pass. Go.
Jeez, that's a rough one.
There's no way. Those are just clogging your hand.
All right, I'm gonna snatch here.
Yeah, sure, that's pretty good.
Then I will normal a Reaper.
Ooh,
So
yep.
This better be a Magician of Faith. I guess it can't be, right?
It's a Skellingel, so I will get a draw before you absolutely eradicate me with Reaper
Okay,
here.
show me the gold.
If there's a time for that to come down, that would be now for sure.
There he goes. Let's roll the dice. Okay, this one.
It's another copy of Zaborg.
All right. Okay, I'll pass it back to you.
All right, draw. I will gain 1,000 for Snatch.
Broken.
Go to main 1. I will banish a Light in the Dark for Chaos Sorcerer.
That's rough.
Now, I am kind of forced to banish the Zaborg here, because otherwise I just lose it immediately, so I will take that out.
Sure.
And I will just set, and I will pass it over.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. That's a terrible draw. Miserable. All right. To the graveyard for Silva,
Sure.
and then let's pot.
Ooh, yep. Your turn to Avarice. That's nice.
Yeah, this card is not great. It was rotting in my hand all last game. It's only okay, really. A little better when I find a Graceful Charity off of it.
Yeah. Oh, a little bit better. Yeah, okay. Into double Dark World. Here we go.
Oh god, I wish. No, it's actually really pathetic. I'm gonna send Sack and Frog.
I mean, the Frog's good. The Sack's understandable considering Royal Decree's up.
Yeah, we're gonna walk into the Chaos Sork here.
We'll trade him.
I mean, nothing too exciting. Set card could be really anything, and that is not something I like to see.
Sir, your Silva dies as well.
This thing has 2,300 attack? Oh my god.
You forget that? All right. Main 1. Now, oh boy. Oh boy.
Did you draw a Mobius, Simo?
No, it's weirder than that. It's weirder than that. I'm gonna set a monster. How greedy do I want to be? How greedy do I want to be? It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's also really bad. I'm gonna pass. Go ahead.
Are you thinking about reaping? Are you kidding me?
Don't worry about what I'm up to. Don't worry about what I'm up to.
I'm very worried about what you're up to.
If you're worried about someone reapering the Dark World player, I think you can rest assured that you're probably fine in this position. I'll flip up a Dekoichi and draw a card.
Yeah.
All right. That's weird. Okay. Let's go to battle. Let's hit into this.
It's Night Assailant. I'm gonna pop this one.
It was a Reaper.
Well.
Shocker! Surprise! With no other cards, I wonder what I could have possibly been contemplating. Main 2. I suppose I'll set a card. Hand it over to you.
All right, that's a weird draw. Let's go for Kaiku here.
Sure.
We're gonna try an attack.
All right, that's 400.
All right, let's cut you off some lights here. I'm gonna banish Zaborg, and I think I probably also want to take Chaos Sork.
Pretty good.
Go ahead.
Something. It's something. Let's set and pass. Go ahead.
Okay, I'll draw for turn. It's a Reaper. I don't know. This better not be what I think it is.
It's a Warrior Lady, so I will banish.
It's rough. Ugh, and you're back on lights as well. Oh, no, you're not, because it banishes.
No, because it gets banishes, yeah.
All right, we'll try and get that last card out of your hand.
You will. It's Metamorphosis. I don't think it's doing much at this point.
Yes. All right, back to you.
Still not bad, though. That's also not bad. Let's throw down a Cyber Dragon.
That's pretty good, yeah.
Let's hit into Reaper for 18.
This is a thinker. This is a thinker. I'm gonna do this, and then you're good to go.
Something good. That's not bad. All right, let's go to battle. Let's hit into this.
It is a tomato.
Okay.
This time I should have targets. You gotta be fucking kidding me. How am I out of targets again? I shuffled them back! Alright, whatever. I didn't need the tomato.
Main 2. I'm gonna sack Sidra for Mobius.
Sure.
I'm just gonna pop your 1 back row, not the call.
I'll chain it.
Okay. Sitting on goats the whole time. Go ahead, buddy.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, now that the Mobius is gone, go ahead.
Draw. That would have been nice a turn ago. It's okay. I'm not really feeling like I'm in much of a rush here because your board's kind of clogged, so I'll pass it over.
Right? Oh, that's interesting too. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Keep loading it up. Keep loading it up.
Oh, yeah. Get excited. Oh, you're just letting me find all my best cards!
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, at some point I'm gonna have to do something. Not now.
No, you
though.
don't. You can just sit on these scapegoats. What's wrong with that?
There's no dark hole in the format, so I don't really know what's wrong with that.
Let's see. This is so weird. This is so strange. I'll pass. Go ahead.
Ooh, I like where this is going. Okay.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now I really like where this is going. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Terrible. Go ahead.
Whoa. Oh, that's a thinker. Okay, I'm gonna Dark World Lightning, targeting this card.
Well, that's kind of annoying. I guess I'll Book of Moon your Reaper.
Down he goes.
For all the good that'll do.
Bada bing. Now you can knock my Reaper.
Did you send your card for Dark World Lightning?
Well, I didn't destroy the card, so, no.
It doesn't work if it's chained?
No, right? Isn't that so stupid?
Real? What?
Isn't that dumb?
That's so stupid. Oh,
This is like the worst card in the deck, bar none.
All right, I'll draw. All right. Well, I don't even know how good that is at this rate. Okay, let's confiscation. Like, let's see what you got going on here. If it's 6 Dark Worlds, I deserve to lose the game.
There you go.
Oh, it's not. Okay. Well, heavy's pretty good.
Heavy's all right.
Premature Burial's also quite good. So it's Sangan, Cyber, Kaiku, Gold, Preem, Storm. All right. It's funny how worthless so many of these cards seem to be at the moment.
Tell me about it.
You have a ton of back row as well. I suppose I'll get rid of the... Let me see your graveyard. Not much going on back there. Oh, these are all so weird. Get rid of the heavy.
Sure.
I'm going to Soul Exchange your Spirit Reaper.
Sure, yeah.
See, I had a plan for this. Bring out Jinzo.
That is okay. Wait a minute. How does this work exactly?
You want to verify before we continue?
Yeah, so Jinzo plus Royal Decree. I don't think they're actually in conflict.
I think it may actually depend possibly too on the order they're played. I don't think it really changes all that much. So yeah, so all traps are just doubly negated at this point. You know, if they weren't negated enough, now it's just twice as much.
Exactly.
Okay, so I know your hand actually isn't very good, at least like staring down Jinzo Mobius, but I don't know what else is in your hand, to be fair. So I'll go to battle. I'll hit into a couple of goats.
All right.
And then I'll go to main 2. I will set a card and we'll pass it over.
Okay. That's odd. I am going to set one and pass my turn.
All right, that's probably the Sangan, if I had to guess. Draw. I will normal summon my own Sangan.
Yep.
I will go to battle. I will hit a goat.
Yep.
Let's hit the set. I want to see what this is.
It is Sangan.
It is Sangan. Get your search. You had a targets for that too?
No.
You had a targets for that too?
I have targets. I just
don't
know if they're any good. Yeah, I'm gonna get Morphing Jar. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh. Okay, and I'll hit your final goat.
Right.
Well, main 2, I will set 2 cards and pass it over. Go ahead.
All right. How do I want to do this?
So I know your hand is Cyber, Kaiku, Gold, Preem, and Jar.
Yeah.
And there's 2 cards I don't know. I also don't know any of your back row, I believe.
So I'm gonna special Sidra.
Sure.
And attack, sir. I'm going to set one card. I'll set this, and you're good to go.
Gee, I wonder what it could be.
It could be anything. It could be anything. This is super crusty because, like, there are removal spells, and I could just get destroyed here. But you have used both knock. You'd have to draw into a monarch for a soul exchange to be alive.
Now, oh my god, do I really want to trigger jar? That just seems so dangerous. I think we go for it. I just think I'd go for it. I'm going to flip up brain control, target Cyber Dragon.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, take that. And if that is a jar, I might just be able to win before... Well, not necessarily, because the gold will get to summon. So that's not necessarily true. But I can actually kill the things, I believe. So let's attack with Sangan.
All right, so it is jar.
Okay.
It's gold and silver.
Okay. Luckily, they don't get their pop effects. That would be insane.
That would.
Okay, so we both draw 5.
Oh, wow.
Whoops, my bad. I will shuffle. I will have Mobius hit over gold.
Uh-huh.
Jinzo over Silva.
Uh-huh.
And then Sidra direct for 21.
Sure.
Main 2, I'm going to sack your Sidra for a Mobius. I don't really know what I want to pop here. I'll pop... I'm going to pop this one, and I'm going to pop this because I think this is Premature Burial.
This is premature. This card is Mystical Space Typhoon. I'm going to chain it and target this.
Okay. It is a Smashing Ground.
Okay.
With that, I will set 2 cards face down and hand it on over to you, buddy. Good luck.
Okay. The draw for turn. This is a thinker.
What a game, though. Oh my god, this is crazy.
I'm going to summon Cyber Dragon.
That's a good start. Sure.
Next, I'm going to normal summon a Breaker the Magical Warrior.
Sure.
I am going to break Royal Decree.
Interesting. Breaking Royal Decree. In response to that, I will chain a second Royal Decree.
I really needed you not to have that. Yeah.
So Royal Decree's gone.
I'm going to set one. And then I'm going to card Destruction.
I mean, if it works, right? If it works.
If you hadn't set those 2 cards at the end of the turn, I could have killed you by deck.
Oh, is that the plan the whole time? I was watching the deck count, and I'm like, I'm ahead, so... Oh, man. All right,
Okay, so it's Sidra Torrential. Mine are 2 golds.
I mean, they're big.
We'll draw 2 here. Oh, that's very interesting.
Are they 2 good ones?
Yes. I'm gonna smash here.
Ooh, okay. Okay. So that takes care of the Jinzo.
And then I will go to the battle phase, I suppose.
Okay.
We're gonna go gold into Sangan.
Okay, so this would be 1,300.
Yes.
That's fine. Sangan is mandatory, so I do have to look, unfortunately. I do not have a target.
Sure. Gonna go to main 2 here. Oh, this is a rough one.
This has been like an anime level. Our games lately have been so crazy.
They have been a little crazy, yeah. All right, I'll pass back here.
Okay, I will draw for turn. Okay, so you're on 1,500. Mobius into Breaker is 8. Does that put you on 7? Can I clean it up? I think I might be able to. All right, I'm going to start by banishing a Light and a Dark.
Sure.
Let's bring out the boy.
Anything you would like to do with priority?
Yeah, sure. We'll prio, banish, gold, I guess.
Sure.
All right, so he cannot attack, though, which is the only downside to that. All right, let's go to the battle phase.
Yep.
I'll hit Mobius into Breaker.
I'll take how much here? 800?
800.
800.
Put you down to 7. I will swing Mobius into the gold.
I'm going to book here.
Has the book a... Okay, so... Yeah, that's fine. I'll set the Mobius. I'm going to activate enemy controller.
Oh, in battle.
Tribute
Sure.
the Mobius. Give me your gold.
Yep.
And then I'm going to activate a second enemy controller, Tribute Chaos Sork, to give me your Sidra.
Oh my god! No!
Is this it?
Oh, this is it. How did you draw no trap cards?
I'm not playing them. That's why, idiot.
My God. Wow.
I did actually. I had Mirror Force set the entire time, actually.
I figured. Yeah, I did my math right, too. Last card was Smashing, and I had another removal spell.
Oh,
so
jeez.
I had just enough to make it through if you didn't have double econ.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was a rough one.
You ready for the last card?
Yeah, let's see it. Hilarious. Just too funny.
I had the third decree as well. I had like all the insurance set up with the decrees in case you had the ways to out them. So I felt pretty confident that wasn't going to happen. Wow, that was insane. Oh my God.
What a set. That was not how I expected that to go.
No, me neither. Not at all. I didn't know we'd get almost to deck out and that was actually going to be relevant. I told you I was looking at those numbers and there was a point where you were ahead on cards. So I was actually a little bit nervous that's how I was going to lose. So that's why I started to actually push my advantage a little bit because I had to start making headway somehow. I think the confiscation's really that turning point because once I saw your hand really couldn't stand up to a Mobius or a Jinzo for that matter, I kind of felt like I was in the clear to just start pushing and then I drew the second Mobius on top of it, which just kind of helped. But I mean, it was just crazy.
Jinzo was insane. Wow. I mean, I have like some number of Mystical Space Typhoon. The idea was I would Typhoon the Royal Decree. I expected you to have the second and I could dust the second one.
Right.
But I can't do that if Jinzo's on the field.
If Jinzo's up,
I need to find like a removal spell for Jinzo. Most of my removal is like Sakuretsu armor and the like.
Sure.
And then I still have to figure out a way to out the Royal Decrees. Wow, that was a lot.
So this wasn't like your traditional Monarch deck. This was actually the anti-return deck, as a matter of fact, I spun. I actually used all my spins for the episode. I spun the anti-return deck the first time, I think. And then I got Dark World the second time, and I specifically didn't play it because I thought you might play it, so I avoided the mirror match. You're welcome, everyone! And then it spun anti-return again. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm destined to play this. And this deck's actually pretty cool. What I like about it is the fact that it just does play the 3 Decree and then Mirror Force and Torrential. And then it's just like a bunch of other good stuff. It plays the 2 Zaborg and 2 Thestalos because if you're playing Decree, you actually don't care about Mobius at all because Decree can pretty much take care of almost all the back row, sans Book of Moon or possibly, I guess, Econ or random other quick plays like Scapegoat and the like. And so I thought that was kind of a neat little pick. And I was a little bit skeptical with this deck at first, but I enjoyed it. I thought it was a fun one.
No, it turned out really well. I've kind of hated Enemy Controller, but it certainly paid off for you. It is definitely weird to see that you're playing so many Monarchs and no Treeborn Frog.
I think because Royal Decree's in the main deck, because if Decree's up, you're never going to get the Frog back, so I think that's the theory behind that. But, I mean, obviously, Frog is searchable, and Royal Decree, you have to hard draw, so there is that, but again, you have enough cards to be able to just tribute to be able to get them out. This deck plays a Soul Exchange, it plays Econs, which, to be fair, have to take your monster, but you play enough Weenies and Scapegoat that Econ can actually basically use it almost turns Econ into a Soul Exchange at that point, and still on the Snatch Steal as well, so there's also Premature Burial and the like as well, and 3 Cyber Dragon just makes it pretty easy to hit the Monarchs. There wasn't really too many times where I felt like I couldn't summon them, but I mean, it was pretty decent overall, I would say. What about you? So did you get it Dark World on the first spin? I know you've been itching to play it all this time. First
spin, baby. I fell on the sword for you all. I hope you all appreciate what I did for you. But this deck is not good. It's fine. I boarded into 3 Kaiku because Chaos Orc is just such a huge blowout against me. It steals a guy and then still trades for one of the Dark Worlds. It's very miserable. But in general, 2400 is bigger than 2300, and that's the death knell for Dark Worlds in general. They can't get over Monarchs, and there are not only Monarchs in this format, but also, as we were talking about before we started recording, stuff like Majestic Mech Oka, which comes up and eats these 2300 attack dinguses alive. You get these cool explosive turns where you get to Graceful Charity into Gold Silva or Card Destruction into Gold, but in the face of even something as weak as an attack position Mobius, it just falls completely flat. The onus is on your opponent to do anything and for you to clean it up with sacks, and if they just refuse to do that until they have the out to the sack, you are pretty much boned. There was some stuff that I liked in this list for sure. I like the Night Assailant. I thought that was pretty cute. It was really fun to get to actually activate Gold's second effect.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like, the payoff for the Dark Worlds is you get to cheat out monsters. And this is a format where you get to cheat out Treeborn Frog, you get to cheat out stuff with Premature Burial, with Call of the Haunted, you get to steal your opponent's cards with Enemy Controller or Soul Exchange. You're trying to do something that pretty much every deck does natively. And even if everything goes right, what you get at the end of it is a 2300 attack body, and everyone else is playing Return from the Different Dimension and just laughing at you and being like, yeah, enjoy your 2300 attack body. Anyway, I'll summon 5 monarchs. Like, it is what it is.
That's exactly what I was going to say, right? Like, it's cool that this deck can cheat out monsters, but again, in a format where Return from the Different Dimension is legal at 3, how good is that exactly?
Right.
Because if you're going to do something unfair, that's great, but you might as well just push it to the edge and just go all the way with Return from the Different Dimension at that point. So I totally agree with that. To be fair, it did make for one of the best moments of the episode when I Thestalosed Gold of all things.
Oh no, it was you Thestalosed the sack. You had the Spirit Reaper the gold.
Oh, Spirit Reaper hit the last one. That's right.
Miserable.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
no.
right. Yeah.
But all in all,
it was still
yeah,
funny.
This is a hype deck. It's a fun hype deck that you and your friends will talk about after you play it. Where you get to say stuff like, oh, if you had only picked the right card with Spirit Reaper, or, oh, if your Thestalos had gone differently. But at the end of the day, it's not necessarily a competitive deck. And outside of the one Anaheim top that we found with this, we couldn't really find too much of Dark World as a strategy doing much of anything. And that remains true, I think, until 2011 when Grapha comes out, and it falls on its face yet again. It's just a perennial deck that promises big, cool turns and fails to deliver.
Now, one thing I thought was really hilarious about the anti-return deck is that, I shit you not, it sides into Return from the Different Dimension.
Stupid! I was thinking it. When I saw the decree, I was like, oh, this is the anti-return deck. I'm just not playing Return. And then I was thinking about it. I was like, actually, could Alex have just sided into Return? I was looking at our banished piles, and I'm like, you're on Zaborg, Chaos Sorcerer. What am I getting back, a gold? Like, seems all right.
I mean, Chaos Sorcerer is just generally a strong card. I mean, just for its banishing capabilities. I mean, it's you know, part of the reason why eventually it gets banned, I think, on the next ban list in a few episodes here. But also, yes, I mean, it just natively plays 2 in the main, and I think it sideboards the 3rd. So had we actually gone to I can't even believe we didn't go to a game 3. That was just like so much back and forth that it felt like 3 games in and of itself. But
I was jumping in my chair when you were ending your turn with 4 cards in hand and 4 cards in deck. I was like, I'm gonna do it. Then you said, I'll set 2, and I went, I now lost the game. The game is now over.
I mean, well, to be fair, I think that was the turn you set the morphing jar, wasn't it?
No, it was a turn. Oh, it might have been.
I think that was the biggest issue. Right, because so had you actually not set the jar, I actually might have just kept my whole hand and just not done anything about it. But did you need the jar to fully deck me out, though? Was that the problem?
I did. There was no way I could have done it without that.
Yeah.
And I drew the card des off the jar. It wasn't like...
okay. You didn't already have it ready. Gotcha. Yeah, it's just funny, though. I mean, going back to what I was saying about having the whole game plan, I think this deck actually side decks a total of like 7 trap cards. So once your opponent thinks, oh, Royal Decree, all this, they're going to side out all their traps, you just bring in all yours. This is like a modern Yu-Gi-Oh strategy. I'm like, oh, cool. They were doing this back in 2006. Like all the Bottomlesses and Sakus are just all in the side deck, and you just bring them all in and play 10 traps in the other game when you're going first. And so it's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun with this deck, and I'm happy we got to show off the Dark Worlds as well. I'm also happy that we took a break, I would say, from the Return nonsense, because as fun as Return is, I think people are, let's be honest, no, they're not sick of it. They want to see one of us get sacked by Return.
All these little hogs want is to watch me get mad when you flip Return. And don't worry, we're going to give you exactly what you want. We're going to give you exactly what you want.
Yeah, the interesting thing is that going into the next episode, I believe things stay relatively constant. I think we might get a couple new cards again, similar to how we did for Enemy of Justice, but we don't have another new ban list for several months. I believe this was the point where we were getting 6-month rotations on the ban list.
This one's in September, yes.
Yeah, so as a result of that, I mean, Reaper's still going to be at 3, Return from the Different Dimension's still going to be at 3. I mean, a lot of just the big cards of the format are still here. And the issue is, we talked about this prior to recording, Enemy of Justice actually introduces a lot of really cool and neat cards, like Dimensional Fissure, Macrocosmos. But the problem is, you're not going to play DeFi and Macro in the format where everyone's main decking Return from the different dimension. It just doesn't make sense.
I want to show everyone these extremely sweet cards, and I am just forced to stare at Return and think, God, this is still legal. I can't believe it.
Maybe next episode, we just need to have the Return sack off to see who can return first.
If you thought the triple said mirror was painful, get ready.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of the History of Yu-Gi-Oh! We are on a 2-win streak. We're going to try to go for 3 next time. We'll see what Joseph brings to the table. But we have to shout out our patrons as always. So big shouts to Shadow1317, Sean Alling Jr., Tim00x3, Neo Cypher Slacker, Angayoko, Pony Stark, Ika Ironfang, Michael Dente, Ole, Mystic Walk, Shotagonist, Rasmus, Dan the Man Hoban, Part 2, Synchro Guy, Cameron Smith, Sylvia Wilds, Dolly Wop, Dragon Lord, Logan Thomas, Peter Gregory, Emil Cohen, Jarvis Martin, Draconic, Thomas Nelson, Inuno Taisho, Jordan Coons, Kelvin, Pure Ace, Jesse Wood, True Nerdgasm, Iron Bladesman, Benjamin Fuller, Brother Paul, Chris Hood, Damage Step Kalute, sorry Gage, Lumpy, Shane Reese, David Liu, Rockley325, Nehru Celeste, Lane Rogers, and Peruvian's Finest for YGC 2021. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.